Hey, Rudy, good to see ya. Yeah, everything's here. Everything's good here. It's just hot. It's real hot. But, yeah, we're getting some on and off storms here, so it cools the weather down a little bit, but then it just makes it incredibly humid. So it's a fun time here in Texas. But hope everything's well with you. Welcome, everyone, to today's live stream, episode number 16 of our Kingdom Come Deliverance gameplay series. I'm Commander Jorval, and I want to thank you for coming along on our journey today. So I don't think I need to go over the admin notes again. Just pay attention to the posts tab and my social media for any changes in schedule or upcoming live streams, and we'll go from there. So on our recap, last week we had gotten through the Rattay tourney for the first time, and there's no need for me to refight that on screen, but off stream I'm going to be fighting it the full 26 times, I believe. that you do it to get all of the individual awards that go along with it. So I'll be doing that off stream, but it's not something that I need to really focus on right now in particular. But I'll do it off stream and then kind of talk about the rewards once I've completed it and we have a chance at the start of an episode to do it. So, but we had also started a quest up near Skalitz that we're going to complete here before we move into Pribyslavitz. That clearing out Runt and the Cumans and the bandits up there really led us into an interesting spot with what we can do with that village. And as such, we're going to spend some time today dealing with that. But first, we need to deal with the King Silver. So let's go ahead and jump in here. Okay, and if we look at our quest journal, we have the King Silver quest activated, and we need to be looking at these 4 things here. We will talk to Nimoy, but we won't find out if he's stealing silver at this point. If we do, it's actually going to lead to less rewards. So let's get on our horse here, and we're going to head up to the Skalitz area. So let's look and see, where are we on... Oh, we have a new strength skill that we can add. Okay, so Gravedigger is actually going to be useful in what we're about to be doing, but it's not something that I'm going to waste a perk point on. Stronghold, we fight with a sword and a shield for all of our melee combat. And this would cost us 30% less stamina to do. Stamina is not normally a big problem for me. Dreadful can actually be really useful, but also really annoying. If you start to damage an enemy, they will turn around and possibly run away, and they will just run forever. And if they are an NPC that you need to kill to get an item off of them, like if you're clearing out a camp and you need spurs or something like that to turn in, this can be extraordinarily stupid. Heavy swing is good. If you combine this with stronghold, then it really helps keep your stamina up with your if you're using a shield to do it. And then boar is just never really useful. So you can use this though with a horse to be able to kill enemies from relative safety by running them over with your horse. Just not something that I'm going to do. So I'm going to take heavy swing here to start with, and then I might pick up stronghold later on. And then we do now have 2 points in defense. So for Golem, I don't want that to happen, but Knight in Shiny Armor, in sunny weather, the glint of your armor will dazzle everyone so much you'll be taken for a noble and get a charisma bonus. The more plate armor components you wear, the higher the bonus. So you'll see this here in a second when I change over to the Warhorse set, how this works and what my charisma turns out to be. And then Well-Worn. You're able to equip your armor, weapons, and other items so cleverly that they are 1/3 lighter than they actually weigh in the inventory, which is huge. So let's kind of look before we take it. Let's look at our inventory. So we're at 76.7 here. And once we take this, okay, so once we put on, I believe it's, yeah, see, now everything, once we unequip it and re-equip it, some of these item pieces will drop that off. So now we were at 77 previously, we're now to 69.2. Okay, so the more heavy it is, the more of an impact it's gonna have, and some of these are really light, so we're not seeing a huge impact. But when I put on the plate armor set, the Warhorse set, you'll really see that I'm nowhere near my carry weight number. And we do have another one here for the sword. I don't think there's a whole lot that I'm interested. So for the half sword, though, this one's going to be really nice to have. It applies to short swords, hunting swords, and sabers. And I believe we now have Stinger on, which is a short sword. And as such, we can do a very simple rhythm here with 2 stabs at the end and get us a major stab damage using Stinger. So we'll go ahead and take that, because we are using Stinger, which is a short sword with really high stab damage. So we're going to be doing 2 stabs during the animation, and then we'll get a major stab at the end of it as well. So another big boost in combat efficiency here. Okay, so now we're going to head up to Pribyslavitz, up to Skalitz. The reason I was originally in here, though, was to check my horsemanship. I'm at 19, so I'm almost at 20. So let's just head out of here.
Hey. Ow! What were you going,
And we'll just ride until we get our horsemanship up to 20. And then after that, we're just going to be fast traveling everywhere. Okay, so again, you can see in the compass up top, we're kind of heading toward that group of red icons. But we got a long way to go to get up to Skalitz. Okay, so we'll head through the town here. And keep heading generally north. I'm not really following any path in my head here. I'm just making my way up there. If I end up going completely cross country, then I'll go completely cross country. It doesn't really matter to me. Yeah. Knew I was gonna miss a turn eventually. Oh, come on. Okay, so we should be getting close to Sasau, if I'm not mistaken, where we are. Hey, Mixed Life, welcome! Good to see you again. Thanks for being here. So let's up here. I think this is... Okay, so let's see where we ended up. So Samapesh. So yeah, we're getting there. So yeah, we're gonna head straight up, straight north until I hit the forest, veer right, go through the camp until we hit the switchbacks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course.
I'll have to get something to eat. I'm starting to get hungry.
Okay, now we'll go through the Overlook camp. And yeah, we're about to hit the switchbacks here. Oh, well, thank you very much for that, Mixed Life. I hope you enjoy them. If you do have any questions while you're watching them, drop a comment under the videos, and I'll answer. I've really enjoyed all the series that I've done so far.
Yeah.
Alright, and there we're going to be getting close to where we're going. Because here's Rovna. And there's Skalitz. Okay, so we are going to get into some combat here. So looking at our map, the ore processing yard here is where we want to go first. And we've been here before. During one of our previous quests. Okay. Hey Jacob, welcome to the stream. Which ambush where are you specifically talking about? So we are almost up there to 20 on horsemanship. So pretty soon we'll be able to not have to ride our horse everywhere. So the ore processing yard is right here. We're going to go around the back side over here. This is the way we entered this during the previous quest. Yeah, I get it, Mixed Life. Well, again, thank you for the patience, putting up with all of it. So I am going to get my bow out here, and inside the ore processing yard here, we're going to run into, I think there's 5 or 6 enemies in here. So I should have... Okay, so I don't have these. let's pull out the quality arrows here. And we'll slowly make our way in here. Now there's normally the enemies, there are two of them which patrol down here into this area. Right here. You can see them up there. And they'll come down here, and when they come down this passageway, it's really easy to get arrow shots at them. Oh, Jacob, yeah, the ambushes, if you're manually on your horse, and you're riding around, you have a much lower chance of running into ambushes than you do if you're fast traveling. I don't know if there's supposed to be a permanently triggered or always triggered ambush down there somewhere. I don't know of one, but I do know that if you're on your horse, the chances of running into an ambush are a lot smaller than if you're fast traveling on the map. It's one of the pros and cons of fast traveling that's built into the game. So I may have bypassed something that is very common during fast traveling just by manually riding past it on my horse. So I'm going to wait for them to kind of make their way down here. My visibility and conspicuousness are still really, really low here. But there's, like I say, 3 of them, I think, that are roaming around, and then there are 3 more over by a campfire up there. And there's this guy right here who I'm going to try and kill. Yeah, I will here in a second. I'm not too worried about it right now. My
things up nicely.
my health isn't that low yet.
Well now.
He
Crawling out from under some rock.
he avoided it.
Come here, dilly liver.
And I will. I just want to fight him out here. Okay. Come on.
Excellent.
Run away. And we'll go fight him out here. Oh, nope, we won't. And there's my level 20 in horsemanship. So it triggered everybody here. So let's see if I can go back. Okay, so there he is.
Hey, who's there?
Too far left. Oh, where did that one go? Nice shot. Okay, and all of the armor and stuff that we pick up, watch what it does to our carry weight as well. Okay, so there's one down. Rather unconventional way of taking him out, but still got him. Because most of the time you can sneak up behind him with a decent enough strength and just stealth assassinate him over there. And take one off the board right out, right out of the gate. And there's the pot that I'm going to be eating out of here in a little bit, Jacob. Just not right this second. Okay, let's see if this guy is going to be coming down here. Yep, he is. So in this situation, he's walking right towards you in a straight line, so it's pretty easy to line up the shots. And he'll walk all the way down here to the edge of the building. And when they're down here, they don't alert any of the other bandits in the camp. So here comes another one. Now he's going to see that body. Okay, so I killed one. That's 3 down. This one's alerted. He's coming down here. Oh, nope, he went back to sit down. So that one was a little close. He had his sword out, though. He was looking to go find that body. And this is what I was talking about with the Gravedigger perk. This is where it would be useful, is you're able to pick up these bodies and move them out of the way really, really easily. And I normally just stash them back here. And that way you have a clear line for them to continue getting back here. But since I didn't get that one, I don't know if I'll be able to pick this body up with these two guys sitting there. And there's the third one left over there. Looks like I was able to pick it up. Okay, so I've looted 3 full inventories of bandit gear, and I'm still not able, or not to my carry weight. So now let's go in here and look at these last 2, and or these last 3. So one of them is over there. You can see him at the campfire moving around. What I normally do here is just pick a fight. They'll come toward this area, but if I can maybe get one and then run away from the other 2. Where's he going? Okay. I'm going to put this away. I'm going to go sneak up behind this guy. Oh, no, I'm not. There are 2 sitting right next to each other there. I wasn't expecting that. I thought I only had 3 left. But maybe there's 4 left. Yeah, I think there might be actually 4 left. I thought there were only 6. But yeah, there are 4 left because this guy's here. Let me see if I can get enough height here. Where did he go? There he is.
You're in the wrong place.
Yeah, well, get one shot. Okay, now that I'm overloaded, I'll send some stuff to my horse. Okay, almost done. Alright, so we managed to get one more out of the way. Now maybe if this guy comes over here and sits down, we can snipe him too. Missed. So he's going to come running up here again. And I don't think this is going to draw the others into combat. Here he comes. And get one shot again. I thought I heard some yelling in the background. Okay, so yeah, there's this guy. So this guy is walking down this path here. Hey, buddy.
What are you doing here? Tired of life? You're dead. Yeah!
Oh, I missed.
Let's go!
There we go. And I think... Oh no, somebody... I thought somebody saw me. They didn't. So I lost count. There's still one left. And I'd better drop these off, or drop some stuff off.
I feel quite hungry.
Okay. So that's the last bandit here. So let me go get something to eat. There you go, Jacob. And now that you're here, you have to inspect this area over here. You can see in the bottom right-hand corner, it says inspect.
This is in surprisingly good condition.
Okay, and that's going to complete that objective. Okay, and that should be the most intense combat that we have to do. So let me go load up my horse as much as I can. Okay, so we can't carry that. That's 4. Can't carry that. That's 3.5. Can't carry that. It's 3. That was 2. Okay. So now I'm down below my carry weight again. And we can head to the next objective. Okay. So, looking at our options, so there's where Nimoy is. We need to find the mine gallery, and we need to examine the condition of the earthworks. Okay, now the earthworks is where we want to go next up here, or waterworks, I mean. It's pretty easy to get to. We're going to head down this road to the west and stay to the right, and then stay to the left.
Yeah.
Okay, here's to the right. And here's to the left. Okay, now the waterworks, again, you have to look at a particular spot.
Too bad. I guess those bastards didn't want to get soaked.
Okay, and when you come over here to these areas here, there's, I'm trying to remember where it is, actually. I'm looking for the inspect icon to pop up. Oh no, what am I stuck? Okay, so it's on the upper level up here. Oh, I guess I can skip through the evening for you just for the video. It's going to get a lot darker here in a little bit. Just just a warning, and there's nothing I can do about it when it does. So yeah, I think it's around here somewhere. Yep, there it is. Okay, there's the inspect or the inspect prompt.
Seems they had a good go at wrecking this, but it's still standing.
So, yeah, but I hate carrying torches around. That's just a personal preference of mine. I absolutely hate carrying torches. I hate carrying torches in any game I'm in. You'll notice that really quickly when it comes to Thalasta. I hated it in tabletop. I don't know. It's just something. It's a weird thing that I have. So it doesn't hurt anything at this point because my nutrition was high enough to just skip the time. Okay, so now we have to find the mine gallery, but instead we're going to go to the camp first. Okay. And there's a specific reason for that. So we need to head southwest and follow that road.
Yeah.
So that was a wrong turn. Yeah, when I'm in the mine, things are going to be dark. I'll have a torch lit, but mines are always extraordinarily dark, and they're hard to see. Even when you have a torch lit. Okay, so here's the camp, and we need to save before we go here. Because you can... you can mess this up based on your dialogue choices. Okay? So, you need to speak to two people here. And the first will be Susanna. She's the only woman in the camp. There she is. I don't know if I'll be able to speak to her. Oh no, what am I? You're kidding me. Jeez, I love the physics in this game.
Mother of God, you look like you've been assaulted.
What's a woman doing here with all these men?
Why shouldn't I be? I'm as scared to stick my nose outside as any man.
You could all take refuge in Sasau or Ratoi.
And what if something happens to us along the way? What if we run into a pack of cutthroats? What then?
But that could...
Besides, the rest of them will have to come back here eventually. The mines can't stand idle forever. We'll make do here until then.
Where's your husband?
What do you want of him?
I want to ask him what's going on here.
Well, then you'd best start praying. He got killed when they stormed Scarlet's.
Oh, I'm very sorry.
So am I. He was a good man. So you'll have to make do with asking me.
What's been happening here?
Apart from us losing everything, living in fear of sticking our noses outside and waiting for folk to come back again.
Yes?
Nothing.
So why didn't you say that straight away?
Why should I? You bluff your way in here and start asking questions like you own the place, and it never crosses your mind you might not be welcome.
But I'm only...
Only what?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean it like that.
Well, perhaps you didn't. But nothing ever happens here. If anyone hears anything, we run and hide like rabbits. And otherwise, we just sit on our asses.
What are you doing here?
Why are you so interested?
Sir Radzig sent me here to look around.
Radzig, eh? Well, what do you know? And you're going to take a look at the mine? Or are you looking for people?
Well, Master Fayfar asked me to look the place over.
Master, my ass. A dolt, that's what he is. They leave the folk here, and no one so much as comes to check on them. But when it comes to silver, they send their men at once.
Well, he probably assumed everyone was killed, or they'd fled.
Lovely thought, that is. A few of them did die, mind, waiting for someone to turn up.
It's not that straightforward. Our people are scattered all over, some without food or shelter. And Sir Radzig is doing his best to take care of them.
But no one takes care of us. We have to take care of ourselves.
That's because no one knew about you. And how could they, when you're so well hidden? It's as if you didn't want anyone to find you.
But you found us.
Because I set out to leave no stone unturned here. Otherwise, I might have missed you too.
And now you have to talk to her in order for her to show up later on. So make sure you go through her dialogues here. Now this camp won't even show up on your map as an icon if you hadn't talked to Rook a long time ago during the Aquarius quest and learned about somebody stealing silver up here, and then talked to Master Fafar, mentioned that somebody was stealing silver, and then he mentions Nimoy. So that's the only way this icon's even going to show up here, is if you'd already done those other things in previous quests to get here. So if you don't have the icon, the camp is still here and you can do all of these things. There's just some different dialogues. So now I need to look for Nimoy here. Go with this again. And there he is. Now, whether or not you can talk to him is kind of up in the air. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. You might have to wait for him to wake up. Yeah. So we'll go out here and we'll wait for him to wake up. And he normally sleeps a little bit longer than everybody else. Don't ask me why.
Did I tell you about my
Okay, there he
wife's
is.
making? I'll be with you.
What are you doing here?
Not so fast, lad. I'm in charge round here, so I'll do the asking. And the question is, what are you doing here? Come to steal the silver, have you?
I've come on the warrant of Sir Radzig and Master Fafar to look around. So tell me why you're loitering here and not with your master.
Why would I be with him? He ran off and left us here for the cutthroats and starvation. We're just lucky we managed to hide and find some supplies.
But his actions saved a lot of people. How would it have turned out if he'd stayed and the people with him?
Many would have died because of it. Some by the sword, some starved to death. But the main thing is the master's got away safe.
I don't want to argue with you. I'm here to look around, so just tell me what you know.
Only one of the northern tunnels is open. I've got one of my men standing guard by it. Tell him Nimoy sent you and he'll let you in. Take care now.
Okay, now that you can antagonize him and accuse him of stealing the silver, but you're not going to get the same rewards at the end. So you don't want to antagonize him here. So kind of watch what your dialogue options are and don't kind of get into a verbal fight with him. Okay, and now we're going to head up to the mine shaft up here. So let's turn around and... head over here toward this direction. Now, he said that there's somebody waiting for him here. Oh, did we get our... final we did in horsemanship. So we've only got 2 options left here, Dread Steed and Rider on the Storm. I prefer Dread Steed. It doesn't come into effect very often, but if it does, it's just a bonus. Rider on the Storm can be a negative. If you're trying to move around while you're in storms, your horse will shy all the time. So Dread Steed is the final one that I'm going with here. Okay, so yeah, let's head down this way and we'll loop back.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, now let's head cross country north. Okay, because this one's right over here. And there is going to be a guard out front. Okay, he told you that there was a guard here. I'm going to dismount. And I'm going to put my armor on. So let's go put all of this on. And you can see my carry weight is going down every time I put something on. And now I can just put the rest of these back into my horse. Okay, so now I'm down below my carry weight. And my speech and my charisma are pretty high, and that should get me through the rest of what I'm doing, are going to be doing in here. How many arrows do I have? 33 left. I got plenty.
Halt. What do you want?
Hey, now you can convince him here, or you can just tell him that Nimoy sent you.
Nimoy sent me.
Nimoy sent you? But he knows what it's like down there.
He does. And he says if I want to risk getting buried underground, he won't stand in my way. So I'm going in.
All right, if Nimoy sent you, then go. But if something happens to you, it's your own fault.
Right. You've all made that clear.
Okay, so here there is a torch here, if you don't have one. I do have one, so I'm going to light it up. Now, I am going to take my Nighthawk potion here. There's a reason for that. And it's because I'm going to be getting into some fights in here. And I want to be able to remove the torch and get my bow out or my sword out if need be while I'm going through this. But for now, I don't necessarily need to worry about it as much. It's my offhand. I can still fight with my sword this way. I just prefer not to have to rely on my sword here. So I'm going to take that Nighthawk potion. It's not going to make much difference. Why didn't it? Oh, because my torch is out? No. Oh, did that move it to... Did I accidentally press the wrong key? No. Okay, great. My knockback potion just didn't work. Nice. Well, this is going to be fun. Okay, so it's pretty linear here at the start. And once you get up here, you're going to trigger something. And before I go in there, because I don't have the Nighthawk, so we'll just make our way in here, and pretty soon we're going to trigger a cutscene.
I say, don't push me.
Crazy fool. You're out to kill us all.
Don't push me.
Your obsession has worked. You might.
Don't push me. No! Hey, do you hear me? Can you hear me? Are you alive? Come on, say something.
And this is going to start the escape from the mine
Hey, you
quest.
there. What have you done?
Me? It wasn't me. It must have been one of your lot pushed him down the shaft.
If you hadn't come sniffing around, none of this would have happened.
What's my being here got to do with it? What the fuck's been going on? Whatever it is, now you've got a murder to answer for.
Only if someone finds out.
Listen, neighbours, don't be stupid. You don't want to add another murder to the count. It could have been an accident.
You know that was no accident. Or maybe you came to blows, pushed him down, and then we had to stop you.
That's ridiculous. If you all clear off out of here, I promise nobody will be asking what happened. Why add to your troubles?
Hey, where are you going? You're not going to abandon us, are you? Not after all the good times we've had together? Don't you remember how we took care of everyone? Hey!
Okay, and what that check does is makes one of them run away. Okay? Now this guy is going to stay up there. Okay, but eventually he will come down. He's still shooting at us. So we're going to wait for him to come around from behind us. See? Combat's been broken now. But he's going to come down that shaft. I swear I just saw him. Yeah, he's not supposed to be staying up there. Okay, now it doesn't matter which way we go here. There's going to be a ladder on each side. Okay. So now I'm going to change over to my bow. And you need to generally head toward the east to get out of here. And you will encounter some enemies in here. So this is where the Nighthawk potion really comes in handy, but I just don't have it for some reason. And you want your armor on so you can take a few hits, because there are a lot of archers in here and they love to hang back and just pelt you.
What's that? Hey, who's there?
Hey, who's there? Who's
Can't
there?
see him. There he is. Where did he go? Okay, this is not where I need to be, because there's no ladder there. It must be the other side. Or here. With the Nighthawk potion, this is so much easier. You don't have to have your torch out, and you can just crawl through here with your bow out and take the guards out as you see them. Did I kill him? No, I hit him. I heard it.
Who's there?
There he is.
What's that? Dear God.
So I don't have a whole lot of carrying capacity left. So I won't take the shield. There was another guy that ran up this way, but he seems to have disappeared.
What was that noise? Ah, dear God.
Take the quality arrow. So they do run off, so that's what the deal is. They've been running away from me this whole time. And now you get to see where the entrance is. And once you get to the entrance, they'll be highlighted. They'll be backlit. Okay, so this is the dead end. I need to go here and turn right. Yep, east. I should have remembered that. Generally head east.
What's that?
Yep.
What's going on there?
And there's the entrance. It looks like they're all just... Oh, they all disappeared. So now I can change to my bow. And this guy will come back here toward the... Because the only one that I'm really worried about is the guy with the pole arm. Okay, so it escaped and combat's ended. Okay, so it must despawn them.
Could do with a bite to eat.
So let's just eat some apples here. And we have some dried items. Okay, and I'm still overloaded by a little bit. Okay. There it is. Get rid of my torch. Okay. So now, whoops, if we look at our journal, the journal wants us to inform Tobias about this. Okay, but we don't want to do that. We want to get us another option for another reward. And to do that, we need to head back to the camp. Okay, this camp up here.
Yeah.
Because we want to talk to Susanna again. And now when we get to camp, she's going to be the only one here. Okay, everybody else was either killed in the mines or has run off. But she's sitting here waiting for us.
Good afternoon.
No one stayed behind here but you. Why didn't you run while you could?
I hardly know myself. Maybe I just wanted to let you know we weren't all villains here.
And why were you here in the first place? Why did you want to kill me?
We were holed up here. And also, we were helping Nemai mine the silver.
But that's a capital crime. And besides, it's a hell of a job. A dozen of you could hardly manage it.
Just before the raid, we hit on a vein of pure silver. That's much easier to deal with. So when the killers came through here, some folk left, and those who stayed were the ones who knew about it.
You too?
They talked me into it. Because I helped my man with the smelting. I can do it as well as he could.
Did you see what happened here? Who pushed Nemoi down the shaft?
There's no point lying about it, I suppose. I was the one who pushed him. But I didn't mean to push him all the way down. It was just that he kept shouting how if we killed you, we'd get our peace and calm back, and we'd be able to mine some more.
But what?
No one wanted to. They all wanted to leave. That's why we moved up here. People don't get on with one another for too long down there.
I can well imagine.
I don't think Nemai ever cared much for people. Not even about the silver. It was as if all he truly cared about was doing as much harm as he could.
You probably did the right thing. But why did you agree? Don't you know you could burn at the stake for it?
What's the difference between dying of starvation or at the stake?
But if you've gone to Ratai or Sasau...
And then what? They killed my husband, and I'd have to find another. And now I have nothing. So who'd want me? Everything we put aside is gone.
But that's no reason to do something so drastic.
Lad, you don't know how the world is. Long before anyone shows interest, I'll have a hill for a belly. And people will talk, whether the child was made in wedlock or not. But if I had a decent dowry, I might even get to pick and choose.
So what am I to do with you now?
Do you mean to make me regret I didn't flee?
I don't know. You didn't steal any silver, or did you?
None. It all ended up in one keg, because Nemoi knew some man that would buy it.
And what did he do with it? You can't hide a keg of silver under your cloak.
How should I know? But they say Nemai had known the fellow a while. He'd most likely been stealing for some time.
And where's the keg now?
I don't know. It was buried in some heap around here, but maybe it got passed on by now. They never let me in on that side of things.
So now here's where you're going to be able to select whether or not you're going to be able to get the other reward. If you take her, if you bring her with you, you're going to be able to get another reward. If you let her go, you won't.
I need to bring someone who can bear witness to what happened here. I'll take you to Ratai.
You can tell them yourself. You can't really want to drag me off to a town where I might end up burned at the stake. I can see I should have run.
Well, that's the rule of law. Where would the world be without justice?
You're such a coward. That justice of yours isn't as just as you think. Especially when you're poor. God bless.
Now that's going to immediately transport you down to Rattay. Okay, so here we are at our at the upper castle, and now we still need to report to Tobias. So at the very least, it's an easy way to get back to Rattay. So let's go report to Tobias.
How are you, Henry?
The Lord be praised. What brings you to me?
I'm here about the mine.
Excellent. So what did you find out?
It's been plundered and wrecked, but everything can be fixed. It'll be quite a job, but at least it won't have to be rebuilt from scratch.
That's a weight off my mind. And did you see anyone there? Thieves or suspicious types?
Okay, so now you get the options for your reward. So you're going to get 300 groschen for having wait, did I miss? Yeah, I didn't inspect the mine shaft before I came back. So, yeah, that's a mistake on my part. I didn't inspect the mine works before I came back, so I'm not going to get the 300 groschen for inspecting all 3 of the areas. But I'm going to get 300 here for confirming that Nimoy was stealing silver.
Nimoy and his gang were stealing silver there.
The vermin. I thought as much. Did you bring him here?
I tried to, but he was having none of it. He didn't want to burn, so he tried to kill me.
Well, I'm glad he didn't succeed. But now I won't be able to find out anything. Oh well, can't be helped, I suppose.
About my reward for the investigation.
Yes, of course. Actually, I don't believe any reward was mentioned. On the other hand, you surveyed everything as I asked, and that deserves a groschen or two.
Oh, okay. So I did actually find it. So now the second set of rewards is if you find out about the silver by talking to Susanna, which we did. She said that it was hidden in a keg up there.
And the silver is still there somewhere.
Well, that is good. It'll take us a while to find it, but you deserve something for that as well.
Okay, if you brought Susanna back as a captive, you can tell him and get another reward.
And I brought a captive.
Yes, and thanks to that we might learn something. You certainly deserve a little extra for that.
If you report that they tried to kill you, you get an additional reward.
And they tried to murder me.
Yes, of course. It's a sad world we live in. I'm sure you deserve a little extra coin for it.
It's been a pleasure.
Good. There you go then.
And now you have a speech check where you can try and get some more.
That hardly seems worth what I've been through.
You're right. Here's a little more to be going on with. See you later.
Okay, so all in all, you get a maximum of 1,500 groschen out of this. You get 3 for having inspected all of the different areas. You get 300 if you reported the silver from Susanna. You get 300 if you bring her back. You get 300 if you tell them that you were attacked, and you get 300 for passing that speech check. So you can get quite a bit of groschen out of this by making sure that you do that quest or do the quest objectives in a particular order, and making sure that you do things that don't eliminate other future choices. So now we're going to go back and get ready for the next thing. But first, no. Yeah, let's go. We don't need to ride our horse anymore. So let's go back to the mill. And we have access to his chest here. What's this guy sitting over here for? But how much do we have? We got we got plenty. So I'm not worried about it. Let's get all of our stuff out of our horse. And we're not going to keep, well, yeah, we will. We'll keep them for now. So we won't need any of these hunting arrows or the ordinary arrows. Okay, we'll leave the golden spurs there. Leave the necklace. We're going to leave one of the silver rings. Yeah, and these are the ones that have the charisma. Okay, we'll take the food. The meat, we'll leave the venison in there. Okay. Was there a... No. I thought for a second I saw a Nighthawk potion in there, but there wasn't. So now, where's he at? There he is. Not going to be able to climb up that. Come on down here, buddy.
Hey, lad! Don't you want a little wager on the Rat-Aid tourney?
Hey.
How are you?
So let's
I've got
sell
some
all
goods
of
for you.
this off.
All right.
How much does he have? He's got 12k on him, more than enough. Don't need all these bandages. Nope. Nope. Let's just keep 10 of those. Okay, we need to keep one of our black hoods, so we're going to keep that, get rid of that one. Okay, we need to keep the Saxon, Gambison. The Duelist we don't need. Don't need the hunter's gloves or any of the hunting arrows. Need to keep the leather gloves. Okay, we don't need the padded black coifs. Those padded chastises are the ones that we need. Okay, we need the quiet dark shoes. Need the Scallop shield. The armor kits we're going to put on our horse. Well, we'll put them in storage for now. We're going to sell 7 of the torches. And that. So, gets us another 2k here.
I'd like to discuss the price. Agree?
A nice... Aye, that would do it.
Okay. So, let's go... stock up our... Savior schnapps. We need 3 more. I'd say we've got enough. Okay, and we'll see if we can... I don't know what our skill levels are like here. So we'll see if we can do any reading here. And then we're going to put the Armor's kit's away. Okay. Let's see if we can... What time is it? Okay, so it's coming along on evening, which is good. Let's sit down. See if we can do any studying here. Okay, so we can't use that one. I didn't think my stealth was high enough. I don't think my hunting's high enough for this. We can't. Let's see if our... Yeah, so we can't use any of those. Whoops. Wasn't sure if we had the skills or not, so we'll put them back for now. And let's just spend some time here. And then we will sleep. And when we wake up, we're going to take a couple of minute break. It's that halfway point through the stream. We'll take a couple of minute break. And then when we come back, we're going to head up to Pribyslavitz and start down the quest line to help rebuild that. We're going to have to work out of Talmberg first and do another quest that leads us up to it. Okay, so let's sleep and save. Okay, my nourishment's going to be really low when I wake up, but there's plenty of pots around here to eat from. Okay, so let's eat from the pot here. We're probably going to have to eat from another one. Oh, it doesn't look like we are. Okay, I'm keeping my armor on. There's a reason for that. Okay, and we are going to take a couple of minute break here. So let me use the facilities, give my voice a break, get some water, and we will be back here in just a second. Okay, and we're back. So let's go ahead and head up to Tomberg here. Okay, so this is part of a quest that we've had online for a long time. But you see it says new DLC quest. This is what we're looking for. This is going to start the From the Ashes DLC. Okay, so let's head in here and we will talk to Sir Divish. And let's get that marker off of our map. And now we just need to find him. And they're all at dinner, which is great.
God be with you, lad. What can I do for you?
Can I be of service to you, Sir Divish? I've heard talk that something is going on in Pribyslavitz.
Henry, you've come at just the right moment. I sent a man to Pribyslavitz. My locator, Marius.
What's a locator?
A land allocator. I charged him with checking on the condition of the settlement to see if we can start rebuilding it.
You're planning to resettle the village?
Yes.
Why Pribyslavitz, of all places?
Because it's been lying fallow and falling into ruin since it was sacked by Havelmetic years ago. It's about time that changed.
Well, it should be safe there now. We trounced that rabble on the battlefield.
Yes, and that's why I sent my master locator there. However, he should have been back long since.
If you've no objection, I could go and look for him.
I'd appreciate that. He probably just got delayed. But I'd be happier if you checked it out. Take care.
Okay, and that's going to start us. Let me just mount my horse again here. Okay, and that's going to start the Lost in the Woods quest. Okay, we need to head up to Pribyslavitz anyway. Okay, so we're going to do that. But when we get up there, we're going to be looking for this lost locator. Now, not to spoil too much, but he's been kidnapped and he's being held by some bandits up here. And the speech checks on these bandits are pretty high. We'll see if we can pass them or not. So I'm going to head out here and head north. Take the left fork, and straight. And before we do that, and I think, yeah, this is the right road.
Yeah.
Okay, so it should turn north, which it does. They left at the fork. Okay, maybe not. Maybe that was just going around it. Yeah, that was just going around it. Here's the road. Nope, that's not the road. Let's just head back east. There's the road.
Yeah.
And we're going to take the 2 left forks. Here's a nice little ambush.
Give me all you've got.
Yep. Combat has finally started, but I'm not too worried about it. Okay, I think I'm on the wrong... Yeah, I missed it. It was that fork back there. So let's go... Actually, we can't open this up. We'll need this later. We won't need it right now, though. So we'll just open our map up here. Yeah, and that should be good. So now let's head back east.
Yeah.
This is for a quest much later on. Okay, we should be coming up on the back entrance to Pribyslavitz here. Pretty quick. Which was on the Cuman side of the village. Yes. So here's where the Cuman guards used to be. That's the Cuman camp right there. Now we'll make our way around to this side, and we're in the main area here. Now, when you're here, a couple of things. You want to loot everything that you can out of these 2 camps, because after this quest is finished, this entire area is going to disappear. It's going to be completely reset. So if there's stuff that you want to loot out of here, then take it all now, because this will be your last opportunity to be able to do it. Now, there's not a whole lot of stuff here, but there are some chests. And some other things like that in here that you can loot. You can take all this food and all that sort of stuff if you're really interested, but it's really the chests. And there's not a whole lot in any of these, but you can pick up some poisons and some other somewhat useful items out of these. What is my... I got another point in vitality. Nope. Balanced diet, I don't like it. It takes too much to maintain it. Human dustbin is good. You won't get food poisoning or anything like that. So your health will regenerate gradually, does not apply during combat, which is nice when you're just barely damaged and don't want to use a marigold decoction to be able to get past it. We have plenty of marigold decoctions, but it still is useful to have. Like I say, even though we have infinite numbers of them. What's our lock picking at? 13. So we get another one at 15. And that's when we can pick up Master Thief. So, I was just checking my lockpicking to see where we were on being able to get the Master Thief perk. Okay, so I'm just going to look around here a little bit. Okay, and this is now we will no longer need any different types of arrows to keep. The humans, for some reason, have stupid amounts of arrows that they carry, something like 800 arrows. During the quest to clear out this camp, you sabotage some of their arrows. Otherwise, they will just be able to infinitely shoot arrows at you. Now, you won't be able to loot any of those bodies because at the end of it, the cutscene will clear all the bodies out. But if you do clear the humans out of this camp before you continue with the quest line to have the fight with Runt, then you will find something like 1,000 of these better long-distance arrows. However, if you just come back here afterward, you're going to get a significant portion of them. And this means that we're getting one of the most high-powered arrows in the game. I think the highest is 130 as far as damage goes. These do 120. So this is going to be some of the best arrows in the game, and you can get enough of them to keep you going throughout the rest of the entire game. The human bows in here are not the high-powered human bows. These are the 64 damage and not the 74 damage human bows. But the rest of the stuff in here, you're going to find some fairly good items that you can sell. Okay. Now, there's a lot of it here. Okay. So we have 504 better long-distance arrows. So let's go ahead and send some of this stuff to our camp. We're going to eat a bunch of the apples. And now we'll start sending this stuff to our horse. And we're going to leave these here for now. And you can see that's a 62 or 64 damage bow. We have the 74 damage one, so that's the one that we want. Okay, those are the padded chaususes that we want to keep. The quality arrows are 125, so it's 5 more than what we have, so or than what's going to be on the better long distance arrows. So we'll keep those for now until they run out. Okay. And now you can see that even carrying 500 of these arrows, we can still carry them with our carry weight. Okay, but our horse can't take all of them. Okay, so he can't carry 96. Okay, so can't carry 20. Okay, so we've gotten really close. Okay. So we've got a bunch on us right now. We're just going to carry those for a little bit. We will eventually be getting rid of all of these other arrows that are on our horse and only have better long distance arrows and some few arrows that are higher. So 150, the better piercing arrows are the highest ones. You don't find those very often, and they're really expensive to get. But yeah, better than the hunting arrows, better than the long distance arrows. The piercing arrows are a little bit better. And then the wounding arrows will get rid of all those too. And we'll just sell all those things off because we won't need them anymore. Okay, so be sure to loot that chest before you continue on with this quest. Okay, so now before I go up here, I'm going to bring my horse up here. And I'm going to drop a save. Because I don't know if my speech and charisma are going to be high enough for this. I'm going to take a bard potion here. Get my speech up to 18. I think that's probably going to be enough. Okay, and here are these bandits. Now you can search the rest of this. Okay, and you're going to find some basic stuff that you don't really need. I'm just going to be going through here to get the lockpicking XP. Because they won't do anything until you talk to them. Because I don't think there's a whole lot of anything in these. Yeah. Nothing else. Really. Okay, now there's Marius. I don't want to go in there yet. Okay, and I think that's it down here. Yep. So now I just need to talk to one of them. And what's my nutrition? My nourishment's fine. Actually, I've got a little bit of carry weight here. So let's see how much that puts me over. There's probably a lot of bows. Yeah, there were. Just put enough back to get me underneath my carry weight. Getting close. There we go. So just in case something happens, I can run away.
So, it's all clear to me now.
What is? Who are you? You've no business here.
I'm Henry, and I was expecting to find you here.
What? How could you...
Sir Divish's locator went missing around these parts.
Well, it seems like he's all out of luck, don't it? Divish ought to have sent someone better than you to parley.
He didn't send me to parley, he sent me to deal with it.
Deal with it? There's plenty of us, and you're on your own. So I'd think twice about how you're going to deal with that.
Okay, so we have an intimidation option here, which we can use. You can bribe him,
Let him go, right now. Or you can stay here and feed the crows, like the rabble who were here before you.
All right. No need to be hasty, eh? We'll be on our way then, quietly. That fella's in the tent over there.
Okay, I didn't know if the intimidation option was going to be there or not. So they've taken off, and before you do this, before you release Marius, you want to save again.
Hey, Goodman.
Okay? And there's a reason for that. Might as well get some lockpicking XP while we're here. Don't need any more lockpicks. So let's talk to Marius.
Thank you. My pleasure. Sir Divish sent me to find you, and it looks like I arrived just in time.
God's truth.
I'm Henry of Skalitz.
My name is Marius Bielek, Master Locator. Sir Divish sent me here to survey the area.
Well, the outlaws are out of the way, so we can go and report to him, right?
Not just yet. Those bastards caught me as soon as I arrived, and so far all I've seen is the inside of the tent they tied me up in. I still have a job to do. Come along with me, if you like. We'll report to Sir Divish afterwards.
Okay, now there are two different options here. It's safest to skip this. Okay. If you've never done it before, though, it's interesting to follow him around and see what his plans for the village are going to be. But you don't have to do it. Sometimes what'll happen is he'll get like halfway or 2/3 of the way through walking around, and his pathfinding will glitch. And he will come all the way back here to the start and then start over again from the beginning. So we'll try and follow him, but if he does glitch out, then we'll reload and skip it.
I'll escort you then. At least I can make sure you don't get caught again.
What? Are there more of those bandits around?
No, I just meant... Never mind. Should we get going?
Okay, and he's going to be at a walking pace this entire time. So now you get to play the follow the NPC game.
This is a good spot for the rat house. Every village must have one. It'll be nice and prominent here. It's on the hillside, so the foundations will stay dry. It can have its own little square, close to the church. There's no better site here.
Okay, so you do want to stay close to him. You don't want to run around ahead of him. If you get too far away from him, he will absolutely start over.
The church is still standing. Good. Whoever built it did a good job. Considering how old it is and what it's been through recently, it stood up well. It won't be an easy job to fix it, but it can be done. Timber alone won't do, though.
Okay, so we've talked about the rat house and the church. And some of this pathfinding is also from when the map reloads. So some of these paths aren't actually here. Or, yeah, like here, like this path here, when you reload this, there's actually a path here that leads you down. There's not one here right now. So it's kind of a weird conjunction between a person being here, but two different maps being loaded and that sort of stuff as far as the game code goes. It's, like I say, sometimes it can cause this pathfinding to glitch out a little bit.
We could fit note at least one tradesman's shop here. Maybe a baker's?
Here's the one where it can kind of glitch out when you're heading down toward the bridge. Because again, there's not really a path here.
There's quite a lot of space here. It just needs clearing thoroughly. Then we could even fit stables here.
And you'll know pretty quickly if he's glitched out, because he'll start running.
Main approach road and the stream.
Once he gets onto the bridge, he'll turn around and start running if it's glitched out.
This bridge needs
Okay,
reinforcing.
see there the glitch? You saw it for a
Won't last
second.
long in this condition. I reckon it would make sense to build a weir over the stream down there. The water here is clean and can be used to supply the village until we sink a well. It's a good thing we have this stream. No point in building without a water source.
Okay, so it looks like we might be okay. But yeah, you saw him kind of glitch out there when he turned on the bridge. Sometimes he won't have that
Supplies and
dialogue.
trade will flow through here.
He'll just turn around and start running, and he'll run back up to where the rat house is, and he'll start all over again.
I can't even see past the trees and ruins whether there's room for anything there. But at least the trees are strong and healthy. All we need is a few good woodcutters, and we won't have to bring in any timber from elsewhere.
I think there's only 2 more stops.
Stone foundations. They'll come in handy, and we're close to the stream.
But again, you don't have to follow him around. You can choose the other option. It will pass time for 2 hours. And then he'll finish up, and you can continue on with the quest. Actually, I think there's 2 stops now, because I know he's got this, and then I think here.
Lots of space here. There's a well here already. All the better.
Okay, I know follow the NPC isn't the most engaging gameplay here, but I am just showing you what part of this quest is like if you do follow it, so that way you don't have to do it on your own if you don't want to.
A big space, clean water, close to the village green. A good site for an inn. That's that then. The most essential surveying is done.
Okay, so you want to talk to him.
So, Master Locator, ready to start building?
There's a long way to go before that. The few ruins that are left are basically beyond repair. It's all overgrown with brush.
Oh dear.
We'll have to get it all cleared before we can start rebuilding it.
So it is possible to rebuild everything?
Yes, absolutely.
But building a whole village is no small enterprise.
We'll need timber, lots of it, which isn't a problem in the middle of the woods, of course. We'll have to hire wage labor to begin with. Quite a lot of men. I think we should get started without delay. There's a lot of work involved, but it'll be well worth the effort. I can just imagine it. The church will dominate the whole settlement.
Oh, that's good news. When will you inform Sir Divish?
Why wait? I'll head to Talmberg right away. But would you keep an eye on things here in the meantime? It would be rather embarrassing to run into more bandits when I return with Sir Divish.
No problem. I'll be right here.
It shouldn't take us long.
Okay, and that's going to pass time a little bit and the quest will
Hello.
continue.
Welcome to Pribyslavitz. That is to say, welcome back to Pribyslavitz after all these years. Well, what's left of it.
Not to worry, Marius. I'm glad to be back in my old hamlet. Although, it seems to have aged about as gracefully as I have over the years.
I beg to differ, sir. It's quite dilapidated, unlike your good self, but at least it's safe now. Thanks in part to Henry here, who also saved me from a predicament that cost me valuable time. Who knows? If it hadn't been for him, we might not even be talking now.
Well, lad, in the end, you managed things in your own way, I see. Just as you said you would.
I did my best, sir.
Okay, now you can lie to him and say that that you paid a ransom.
Well, to begin with, they wouldn't hear a word about letting Master Marius go. Of course, the clink of silver is the only language the likes of them understand.
They're a perfidious rabble.
True, sir, and greedy with it. They wanted a fat ransom and, well, I paid it from my own purse.
I appreciate you doing everything you can to ensure the safety of my subjects. I don't know how much you had to pay.
Sir?
Henry shouldn't lose out for doing the best he could under the circumstances. Here, this ought to cover the cost. Let's get down to the matter in hand, shall we? What state is Pribyslavitz in?
Sir, in my official capacity as locator, I am gratified to inform you that the hamlet of Pribyslavitz may be renewed. And indeed it offers prospects of considerable expansion beyond its former limits.
Splendid. Finally, some good news for this province.
And badly needed, too.
So, what have you discovered so far? I want to know all the details.
We had a scout around.
We conducted a basic survey, from which we can make a preliminary outline of the parcels. I already have in my head an initial plan of what can be built where.
We should certainly have a church. I'd like to preserve the existing one.
That should present no serious obstacles. The building is in much better condition than we anticipated. But extensive reconstruction will be required.
That's to be expected.
There's a stream here, and a well, right in the middle of the village.
Yes, and there are abundant woods around. Clearing them will provide both extra land and timber supplies that we can use right away.
Right now, I believe we're standing on the village green, aren't we?
The future green, that is. The village centre will comprise at least 6 large buildings to begin with. We can't fit any more than that here, so there will be other buildings away from the square, in particular more extensive structures.
I'm glad to hear it. I never expected you'd find so much space here in the middle of the woods. The building work we're about to engage in is only the first part of my plan. Later, we'll clear more forest for agricultural land and build more farmhouses. But for now, we'll have to focus on more sensible goals.
As you wish, my lord.
Rebuilding a whole village must cost a king's ransom, though.
It's true it won't come cheap. Before the tradesmen settle here and start producing and trading, it will be necessary to invest a certain amount of capital.
A certain amount? How much exactly?
I wouldn't venture to state a precise amount at this point, but I expect it will come to some thousands, even tens of thousands of groschen.
That much? I hope you're good at haggling.
We shall, of course, attempt to procure everything at the best possible price, but raising a settlement from the ashes you see around you is a costly business. Nevertheless, I can assure you, my lord, that if all goes well, the investment shall all come back to you with interest.
I hope I shall live to enjoy it, Master Marius.
A village isn't a village without villagers. You'll need new subjects. Even preparing the ground for a building will need lots of labour. Where can we find so many people, sir?
You sound skeptical, lad, but it's a good question. I've already given it some thought. I've agreed with Radzig and Hanish that we shall make an announcement in Rattay to invite people to move here and help with the construction, which will bring them many benefits, but also obligations. In addition, I expect the prospects of a new home will appeal to your former Skalitz neighbors more than a makeshift camp by the castle walls.
They'll be delighted, sir.
A splendid solution, sir. I've also been concerned about how to bring settlers here, but now it seems there will be no shortage of new inhabitants after all.
It seems things are finally looking up. We routed the bandits in battle, and Henry took care of the remnants. When can we get to work?
Right away, as far as I'm concerned. All we need is people and the necessary funds. And we'll need someone to keep order, at least in the interim.
True. I'll leave you some of my men.
If I may, I would recommend quickly appointing a bailiff to take responsibility for the renewal of the village, its coffers and its citizens.
True. First things first. Since you understand these matters best, you shall take charge of the land parceling and building works. You'll be available to the bailiff, but answerable directly to me.
I'd be honored, sir. Thank you.
And, as regards the office of bailiff, what about you, Henry?
Yes, sir?
You've proven yourself well. You've demonstrated that you're capable of solving problems, and you command the respect of your former Skalitz neighbors.
Well, I'm not so sure.
And you're also capable of maintaining law and order.
I must concur.
So, let us expedite matters. Henry, I hereby appoint you to the office of bailiff of the hamlet of Pribyslavitz, in my domain.
My lord, it's a great honor. Thank you.
You will oversee the initial renewal and administration of the village that will set the ground for further development. But don't imagine it'll be a bed of roses, lad. Being bailiff doesn't mean you can do whatever you like. If you don't treat the settlers rightly, I'll soon find out and relieve you of your office. Besides, we can't spare a single groschen from the Talmberg coffers now, with the province in chaos. So, you'll have to cover the cost for the building work from your own purse.
Me? But Marius said it would cost a fortune.
True, but from what I hear, you know how to get your hands on coin enough. So, I expect you'll manage it just fine.
I'd like to know who's been spreading such gossip.
And I am assigning you certain specific tasks. You must ensure the rebuilding of the church. That means complete reconstruction, wall paintings, and a new altar. See to it that in the future, the village will be capable of supporting a certain number of people. For that, you will need to ensure the construction of essential artisans' buildings. And ultimately, the village must produce sufficient earnings to fund further expansion.
But, sir, I've never done...
I understand your concerns, but you'll be handsomely rewarded. I shall grant you the proceeds from the whole village for the first 5 years, and you have my permission to use the surrounding woods and land as you see fit.
Well, that's, I mean... Are you sure I'm the right man for the job, sir? It's a lot of responsibility.
As you said yourself, Henry, it's a great honor. Besides, you won't be alone in it. I'll assist you and supervise the construction work.
Phew. All right, then.
So, we're agreed. You'll give this document to the Rattay bailiff. He'll make the announcement to invite settlers, which should ensure enough people to begin work. At the same time, your official appointment as bailiff will be announced.
I don't know what to say, sir.
I'm sure you won't disappoint me, Henry. And now I must get back to my duties at Talmberg. Send word when everything is prepared.
Certainly, sir. Have a safe journey.
Farewell, sir.
Okay, so that is officially going to set us off now that we are bailiff, and we got the bailiff's mace. Now, a couple things interesting about the bailiff's mace. It's one of the best maces in the game, with 61 blunt damage. The defense of 30 is really good, and a charisma of 14 is good. It's got a fairly mediocre durability, though, but it is the second best mace in the game. The ceremonial mace is a straight upgrade over this. The ceremonial mace is a little bit heavier, but other than that, all the stats are better than the bailiff's mace. But until that point, the bailiff's mace is one of the best weapons or best maces in the game. And when you're fighting armored enemies that have plate armor, maces and blunt damage are the way to go. And they're basically vulnerable damage, so you're getting additional damage because of how vulnerable plate armor is to this stuff, or to maces. So now we need to head to Rattay. And yeah, we can head down here, because no matter what time we get there, I'm too overloaded. Come on. It's because of the bailiff's mace. Yep, so I'm going to have to drop some stuff here. Actually, I think I might have some shields in here. I do. Okay, and now I should be able to put some more stuff on my horse. There we go. Don't need the shields. So let's head back to Rattay. Don't need to get in a fight there. Gonna be pretty close to dark when we get back, probably. But we should, well, I don't know. It might be too late. We'll see. Because, yeah, it's past 6 o'clock. And that's for another quest. If you go through Rovena on your fast travels, it will advance that. Let's see if the bailiff is still in here or not. I think he might be. Yep. You have to wait for him to get out here. The question is whether or not he's going to be able to do it now or not.
I have a document for you from Sir Divish. It concerns the renewal of Pribyslavitz.
The village you drove those bandits out of?
The very same.
So it's true then? Good. Good. Let me see that document then.
Here it is.
So what have we here? It says I should announce that anyone interested may move to Pribyslavitz to live and work. And Sir Radzig and Sir Hanush also give their consent. In that case, let's not waste any time. Come along with me. God be with you.
Okay, so we can do the announcement now.
Onions, all that grows in the ground, fresh. Come right up. Hey,
Okay, so he'll summon everybody,
carrots and apples picked today to put a smile on your
and they'll
face.
begin to gather out here.
Have pity on me, a poor wretch. Sigismund and his murderers took everything I had.
Bread feet, just this morning. Bread. Cabbage! Cabbage! Green cabbage! Get it before it goes brown.
Must be waiting for more people to come in.
Hear ye, hear ye. It is hereby announced, in the name of Sir Hanush and Sir Divish, that you, the citizens of Ratai, as well as those who have found temporary refuge here, are permitted to move to the hamlet of Pribyslavitz, to the north of Talmberg Castle, wherein you shall be vouchsafed a new life and new dwellings, providing that you shall contribute to the renewal of the hamlet. All those who choose to accept this offer shall be exempted from payment of taxes for a period of 5 years. They shall be permitted also to make use of timber from the surrounding woods and water from the streams. The hamlet of Pribyslavitz lies in the domain of Sir Divish of Talmberg, and all who settle there shall be duty-bound to him. It is furthermore hereby announced that Henry of Skalitz is appointed to the administration of Pribyslavitz and the office of bailiff therein, which office and privilege have been conferred upon him by Sir Divish for loyalty and services rendered. I would therefore recommend that our Skalitz friends consider this offer very seriously, as nothing better is likely to come your way anytime soon.
Okay, so the bailiff has now made the announcement. We are officially the bailiff of Pribyslavitz, and that's going to complete Lost in the Woods.
Apples, cucumbers,
So it's going to start a place called Home, and this is where you actually start the rebuilding of Pribyslavitz itself. Now, I'm going to, since it's late in the day here, I'm going to sort out my inventory real quick. Okay, so I don't need any of the better hunting arrows anymore. I'll keep the better piercing arrows. Don't need the hunting arrows anymore. Don't need the long distance arrows. Piercing arrows I'll keep. The wounding arrows I don't need anymore. Okay, we don't need all those. All right. Now let's go sell these off.
Good health to you.
I've got some goods here.
All right. Let me with you.
So the better hunting arrows, we can get rid of all of them. The better piercing arrow we're going to keep. Okay. Don't need the hunting arrows. Keep the leather gloves. We'll just sell off these random couple of long distance arrows we don't need anymore. The choices is we keep the quality arrows. We keep Don't need the remedy anymore, but I'll put that in my chest. And we don't need the wounding arrows. So now we're up over 2K.
Let's talk about the price.
Well,
Are we agreed?
a nice. All right, so.
So we got another 2.3K out of that. And whoops. I think we have a couple of things that we want to put back in our horse's inventory here. So we're going to put 261 of these in our horse's inventory. Actually, we're still using the quality arrows here, so let's just put all these in there. And we'll use the quality arrows until they run out. And I want to put the 2 remedies away and the bailiff's mace away. I'll put the poison away. Okay. And it's time to go to bed. So let's go ahead and do that. And then in the morning, we're going to wake up early and give us some time to get up there because Pribyslavitz is a long way north. And we'll start looking at how we want to plan out what we're going to do for the village. Because there are several parts of this. My nourishment. Okay, so we can't use that one anyway. So before we head up there, let's go eat out of this pot real quick, because by the time we get up there, we'd be needing food. And we'll fast travel all the way back up north. Don't need to deal with any ambushes on the way. And now you can see why you want to loot everything before you finish that quest, because the entire place, the entire map has changed. Okay? So everything's been cleared out, all the trees have been cut down. And we have some woodcutters that are kind of doing some preliminary work here. And we're going to drop a save. Okay, now the way this works is you need to collect first money. Everything's going to cost groschen to build. And this is one of those DLCs where it was put in as a money sink. You have 150,000 groschen at the end of your playthrough and you're wondering, what could have I ever used that for? Well, here is something you can use it for. It's going to cost you roughly 90,000 groschen to be able to do this. And if you upgrade this fully and you pick the right structures, you're going to earn a little bit over 2,000 groschen a day. So it would take you roughly 45 days to get your investment back on your money. So if you're doing this, and you have a lot of groschen early like I do, there's no reason not to do it now. But it is going to take you a significant amount of time to be able to get your investment back before you start making actual money off of it. Okay. Now, Marius is the person that you build from. And like I said, everything needs groschen to begin with. But it's not just groschen. Every different building that you build also needs things like stone and grain and charcoal and livestock and things like that to be able to work. And you have to source those supplies from somewhere, and that's what we're going to quickly find here. So let's talk to Marius, okay, which is the next step in this quest.
Welcome back. What news from Ratai?
Well, the bailiff read Sir Divish's decree, and now I'm officially bailiff of Pribyslavitz.
Then allow me to congratulate you. What will be your first step?
First, actually, I'm not quite sure. What would you recommend?
As it happens, I already saw to a few things in your absence. You might have noticed that the first people have come from Ratai.
Yeah, I saw some heading here right away.
So when they arrived, I was able to start clearing building plots with them. After they erected some temporary dwellings, that is.
So we're ready to get things started?
As long as you know what you want to build, I can show these new people what to do. We'll be building on the sites we've measured out. You can go and look them over first, if you like.
I'll do that. I'll see what's going to be built where.
Nevertheless, I doubt you'll be able to figure that out just from looking at the sites.
How do I choose what to build where?
I've already given it some thought on your behalf. I even wrote it all down in the accounts ledger. Everything will be recorded there. I'll make a note of every change as we proceed.
Thanks. That'll be a big help. And where can I find this book?
It will always be kept at the rat house.
Well, there's nothing here, so we'll have to build everything. Ale house, bakery, butchers, rat house. Did I mention ale house?
Eventually. But be warned. To begin with, it's always best to start with facilities that will be producing construction materials for everything else. And since we'll mainly be using timber, it makes sense to set up a woodcutter's camp.
All right. And then what?
That depends. Every building has its use, but you'll soon get the grasp of it, and it's all in the ledger.
What about the workers' wages and buying materials for artisans?
The money must be put in the trunk here. The expenditures for wages and materials will be taken from it, so you should keep it topped up to prevent delays. It reminds me, there's the matter of my own pay to be resolved.
Yes, of course.
Sir Divish guaranteed me a fixed income. What's more, this job is an exceptionally big one.
I see. How much are you thinking?
I have a record of payment here somewhere. Here it is. Let's say 1/4 more than that.
And I forgot about this. So I'm probably going to fail this.
Well, as you said yourself, it's just a continuation of your work for Sir Divish, so I see no reason to change the conditions now.
Well,
Oh,
all
I
right.
passed it.
It seems we understand each other. I agree.
Good. I'll put your wages in the trunk too. Are you sure it's quite safe?
Quite. Only you and I shall have a key and access to the trunk. Besides, we'll have guards on watch here.
Ah, that's reassuring.
That's about all to begin with. If you need any more details, I'll be happy to explain things to you.
Okay, so that check, that speech check, if you pass it, it's going to be 55 groschen a day to keep him here. His small pay raise is 80 groschen a day, and then the generous amount is 120 groschen a day. Now, that speech check can be glitched, and if it says it needs like an 11 to pass the speech check, but it can be glitched where you need to have your speech be somewhere closer to like 18 or something like that to be able to pass it. And it may fail, even though like in my case I had 13, which is higher than his 11. If I'd have failed it, then the final amount that you'll pay him is 175 groschen a day. It's the original contract amount plus the generous amount offer. And that can make it really hard to get an achievement later on of making the village generate 2,000 groschen a day. So before you go into that conversation, it's best to take a bard potion and make sure that you do a save so that you can pass that speech check no matter if it's glitched or not.
Could you explain something to me?
Okay, so I'm not going to go through all of
Nothing,
this.
actually.
This explains how to do some of this stuff. But first, let's just head out here. And this is going to start the quest supplies, which we're going to look at here in a second. So here is our overview of the village. So you can see over at the right, we have a reputation. It starts with 100, and it goes down based upon certain judgments that you're going to make. You have to keep that number above 40. Okay. On the right, you can see that we need to make the village make at least 1,200 groschen a day. So we have to do that. We have to get a capacity of at least 40 villagers, and we have to repair the church. Down the bottom right are 4 resources that we're going to need to be able to source to build all of the buildings in the village. And that's where the supplies quest is going to come in handy. And then over at the left, you can see our summary at the bottom. Here's how much we're making or losing each day. And right now we're losing 100 groschen a day because the temporary rat house and the laborers camp aren't producing money. So if you go to the next pages, you'll see on map here, more buildings will get populated in here as you build them. And here's the rat house. You can see that there's the underpaid locator. That's because we agreed to make him stick to the original contract. So it's minus 55, where it could be minus 80, minus 120, or if it glitched, a minus 175. Okay, now the rat house is never going to make money. Anything that you do to it is always just going to keep losing you money. It's just a price of being in charge of the village. So then the full rat house, this is the temporary rat house. The full rat house costs you 5,000 groschen in the upper right. You need to have a woodcutter's camp, which we don't have. And then you can see the basic structure is now going to be costing us 150 groschen a day, whereas here the basic structure costs you 20. So upgrading the rat house is going to lose you more money. So you need to be prepared for these type of things. And every structure you can build in here, all of the details of it, and how much money they generate and the prerequisites, these are all in here for everything. So feel free to go through this if you would like. And there are some things that can't be built simultaneously, like the bakery here. On the left, you can see it can't be built with the butchers. So you have to choose between the butchers and the bakers. Now I'm going to be giving you the best choices, or the choices which are going to make the most groschen per day as we go through this. But if you want to make different choices, feel free to. Okay. So the other thing is we need to keep money here in this chest. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to drop 100,000 groschen in this chest. Okay, all of our money, and just keep a note, we're at a little bit over 100k groschen here. As we go through this, you'll see that number drop, and it's going to drop really fast. Okay, as we start going through this. So let's talk to Marius here, once he finishes his sit-down animation. And we'll start building.
I want to build something.
Certainly, Master Bailiff. What's it to be?
Okay, now he already told you a little bit about what you want to build. Okay, so we're going to build on the outskirts, and we're going to start with the traders, the paved road and bridge, and the woodcutters camp. So let's start with the woodcutters camp.
We'll need woodcutters to ensure timber supply for building.
Good. We've got everything. Come along with me to the site where we'll be building.
Okay, and then you're going to have to follow the NPC. And this is the one annoying part of this, is that you have to follow the NPC every time you want to build something. Even if you go to the book and build from the book, he's still going to have to run over to the location of the building. And sometimes his pathfinding is just stupid. For you to actually build it, because you have to talk to him at the building site to get the building actually constructed. But you can do this in a particular order, and we're going to see that here in a little bit, to minimize how much walking he has to do. The woodcutters camp is the farthest one outside. Everything else is not too terrible as far as following him around.
We're going to build here?
Right here. Ready to start?
I'm ready.
I'll just quickly check again that we have everything we need. All good. We can start construction.
And you build the woodcutters camp, the bridge and the road, and the traders because they only require groschen. They don't require any other materials or supplies to build. And the woodcutters camp and the bridge and the road are just going to be costing you money. They won't generate income, but that's why you build the traders. To help generate some income and offset some of this.
I want to build something.
Certainly, Master Bailiff. What's it to be?
We're going to build on the outskirts, and we're going to do the paved road and bridge.
That rickety old footbridge won't do. We need a proper bridge and a firm road.
Very well. Come along with me. Once we're there, I'll oversee the building, so they don't botch anything.
So again, the paved road and bridge only costs you groschen, and you have to have it to build the traders. You have to have a way for all those wagons to get into the village. That's not the way he's going to go. I think he's going to turn around here in a second. Yeah, like I say, his pathfinding is... It's almost as bad as Baldur's Gate 3 pathfinding. For those of you who watched those series and heard my complaints. At least he doesn't get killed while he's trying to pathfind. But yeah, he didn't have to walk all the way back up here because the bridge is all the way down there. He could have just walked straight over to it. But no, see, that would have been way too easy. Yeah, we're getting our steps in today. Because, yeah, we were just right down over there. So we could have walked straight in here, but he didn't.
We're going to build here?
Right here. Ready to start?
I'm ready.
I'll just quickly check again that we have everything we need. All good. We can start construction.
Okay, and then we can see on our map, now you can see every time we do that, something pops up that says a few days later. And that really does mean a few days later. So you can see on our map, we have this icon that's popped up at this stand. And we're going to come back to that and look at it in a second. But for now, let's go look at our chest. Because remember, we were something like 100 and some groschen a day or something that it needed, and we're already down 7k. And that's because these things that we built, you can see now we're losing 270 a day, and every time we build something, a few days passes. So it's not just the cost of the building that you want to build. Like here, the 5,000 price for the rat house. It's not just that you're paying, it's also the summary cost over those few days. Okay. Now, like I said, the other thing that it does is it actually passes a few days time. So if you want to maximize this, what you need to be doing is taking a break occasionally in between and going to judgments. Now, down here in the bottom right corner, you can see these are judgments. Certain buildings that you build will offer the opportunity for you to mediate disputes. Okay? And building the woodcutters camp gives 2 different judgments that you are able to make here. Okay, so let's go and start judgment.
There's another unpleasant matter for you to handle.
Nothing too terrible, I hope.
That's for you to decide, Master Bailiff. As you know, the woods and everything in them belong to our liege lord. He gave you the right to make use of them. But as far as I know, no one else is allowed to hunt there.
Yeah, let me guess. Some of our fold are putting game on their tables from our woods, and I have to deal with them.
Just so. A case like this ought to be judged by his lordship himself, but I fear Sir Divish might be a little too strict in this matter.
So what are my options?
You can hand the poachers over to justice, let them off with a warning, or, of course, one can always turn a blind eye and leave it in the hands of God. What's your decision?
Okay, and each of these 3 is going to have a result that can possibly add benefits to your village, add income to your village, and add or decrease your reputation. It can also increase the number of citizens that you have in your village. So leave them be is going to give you an extra 30 groschen a day in income. Presumably they're hunting and they're selling that meat here inside your village. It's not going to affect your reputation, and it's not going to affect the number of citizens you have. If you ban the poaching here, you're going to lose 10 groschen additional a day. It's not going to affect your reputation, but you're going to gain one more citizen for your camp. And then if you punish them, you're going to gain 40 groschen a day, but you're going to lose 3 reputation, and you're going to lose 1 citizen from the camp. So in my mind, the best one is to leave them be. Now, Sir Divish might not look on this kindly, but it's the best outcome for us for the village.
We'll turn a blind eye. The people here are poor, and a bit of game on their tables keeps the wolf from the door.
I'm sure the people will love you for it, though I doubt Sir Divish will share their feelings if he finds out. But as you wish.
And there it says Poachers Paradise up at the top. And now if we go back up to the notebook, and we go to the woodcutters camp, I thought it was under the woodcutters. Maybe it isn't. I'll look for it. Or where Poachers Paradise is. There it is. So it's under the rat house. So on the right hand side you can see Poachers Paradise plus 30. So that's helping to offset our expenses every day. Okay, so it's best to keep up with your judgments as you go for multiple different reasons, but also to help you offset, at the very least, just the cash that you're going to be losing every day. Now, once a judgment is done, you have to wait a few days for another judgment to appear. And that means while we're building things and a few days pass, we can get more judgments to pop up.
Certainly, Master Bailiff. What's it to be?
Okay, and we're going to build the traders.
Trade is important, and we'll have a wagon bringing goods in, so we'll build a trader store.
Let's go to the site. I'll see to the building.
Now, the traders and the tavern are going to be the 2 biggest sources of income in your village. So building the traders as soon as you can is important for helping to offset how much groschen you're going to be losing every day. And the traders is going to be down by the bridge. And that's why you built the bridge, is so that all those trading wagons can come into your village easy. And the first thing that they're going to run into is the trading outpost.
We're going to build here?
Right here. Ready to start?
I'm ready.
I'll just quickly check again that we have everything we need. We've got what we need. Let's get to work.
Okay, so now our traders is up and running.
Yeah.
Okay, and now you can see that my traders is actually making money for us. It's making 50 groschen a day. So again, we're helping to offset these other losses that we have. Now, traders... Whoops. Okay, you can see that once we get cart horses, that's going to seriously upgrade the amount of money that the traders generates. You can't get cart horses unless you have a stable. Okay? But we can't build a stables until we have grain and a forage. Those are the prerequisites. Okay, and we can't build this unless we have a guardhouse. Okay, now, we can't build it at the same time we have a guardhouse. So if we choose this, then we can't get any of the things here. Tavern customers, weapons from the forge, or archery range increases to how much money the guardhouse is going to generate. So again, the stables can generate more than what the guardhouse can. From an overall groschen perspective, and it will also help the traders generate more money on its own. So that's kind of the way we're going to go. But now that we've gotten those three out of the way, we need to get supplies. Okay, and that's what we're going to be doing here for the last bit of the streams. So we need to go get stone, first of all. And stone is, there's only one option for it, and that's the Talmberg Quarry up here. And it might be too late. It probably is. So we're going to rest the night here. The quarry workers are rather finicky about their times. It's a little strange. Okay, but we have a permanent room here in Talmberg. Okay, so we're going to wake up somewhat early, but I don't think it matters how early we wake up, because I don't think the quarry master's there until like the afternoon or something. But we'll look and see. Like I say, he works banker's hours. They're a little strange. Okay, so now let's head down here. We'll eat from the pot on the way out. If the inn's open. And it doesn't look like it is. Oh, it is. Okay, now when you... Oh, here we go with the doors again. Now when you start off on this portion of the quest, you don't want to put all of your groschen in that chest in Pribyslavitz. You want to keep some in your inventory. And that's because you're going to need to going to need to pay for the stone outright, and you're going to need a speech that's pretty high, like above 10 or 12 to do this. So let's now head out of here and head to the quarry. Okay, and this is the quarry here. And we're looking for Rupert. Here he is.
I'm at your service, Sir Knight.
I'm here at the behest of Sir Divish. I'm looking for the overseer of this quarry. Would that be you, Goodman?
Aye, that's me. What can I do for you?
Sir Divish has decided to rebuild Pribyslavitz, and he's entrusted me to take charge, along with his locator.
Aha, so it's you. I heard about Sir Divish's plans. What is it you need, then?
Well, we've started with the reconstruction work, but we need more than just timber.
You need stone for the construction?
Exactly. And for repairing the church.
Well now, you're really not doing things by halves, are you? The thing is, though, we're already working flat out supplying stone for the monastery construction in Sasau. I can't cut back on their supplies. Sir Divish wouldn't be at all pleased.
But I really need that stone.
Well, I suppose I could try and hire a few more quarrymen to increase production, but we can't transport it. Even Sasau sends their own wagon here. Have you got someone to carry the stone?
I've got my own merchant. He'll take care of it with his hired hands.
Splendid. So let's talk about the price.
Okay, and that's why you have to have the traders before you do this, because the traders gives you access to wagons to be able to come pick up all of these items. Okay, now we have a speech check here. You can see we're just barely above his.
The stone is for Sir Divish. It's for a village he wants to rebuild as quickly as possible. I doubt he'd take it well that the overseer of his own quarry is overcharging him for it.
Well, you have a point. I'll take that into account in the price.
Okay. Now, you don't want an even lower price, but now you can see it went from 4K to 3K, so we're just going to pay that number. If you try and negotiate any farther, he'll get angry and you won't, and he'll charge you the original amount.
That's better.
Excellent. We'll start sending the stone as soon as your merchant gets here.
And that's the stone from Talmberg. Okay. Now, the stone from Talmberg is not a daily cost. It's just a one-time purchase that you need to make. And that's why you need to keep some groschen on you when you come to do the supplies quest. All the rest of them are going to be a daily rate that you're negotiating. And next we're going to do grain. And grain is going to be at Samopesh. Okay, and we need to find the bailiff here, which is always somewhat of a pain. Because supplies, when you're looking at grain, you can get Ushit, Sasau, or Samopesh. Okay? Samopesh is the cheapest grain that you can get. Okay, so we're looking for D. So he should be in here to this house to the south. So there he is.
My humble greetings. How may I serve you?
Have you got any grain to sell?
You want it for yourself?
No, it's not for me. It's for the villagers in Pribyslavitz. They need regular supplies.
And what have you got to do with that?
Sir Divish put me in charge.
He put you in charge of hauling grain?
No, he, oh, look, it doesn't matter. Can we buy from you?
It's all the same to me. I can let you have some of the crop. How much do you need?
Well, I'll need fodder for horses, at least 10 strong animals, and wheat for the baker. He'll have to bake for the whole village.
My word. You must be a trustworthy wagoner if his lordship trusts you with a deal like that.
Yeah, that's me.
How are you going to haul it from here?
I've arranged it with a merchant who does just this kind of work.
I don't mind sending you part of our crop, but it'll cost something.
Okay, and there's the 80 groschen a day. The costs go from 80 to 120 to 160 a day, depending on who you get, so this is the cheapest.
Well, that's a reasonable price.
We'll shake on it then.
Okay, and that gets you grain from Samopesh. And now if we look at our journal, the next thing on the list is charcoal. Okay. Now, during the quest Ginger in a Pickle, we saved Ginger and allowed Ginger to go back and work for Zora at the Neuhaus stables. And we talked to Ginger's friends at the charcoal burners. If you did that quest and you saved Ginger, then this option shows up. Otherwise, you're going to have Sasau, Rattay, or Gallows Hill charcoal, and they're all the same at 220 groschen a day. But because we saved Ginger in that quest, we now have a fourth option. And that's up here where we can get it cheaper than that. Okay, so this is at the camp. Right here, I think. Or right here, one of the two. Either way, we're going to go to the inn at the Glade. Oh, game glitched for a second there. I'm going to ignore it. I'll take that pilgrim, though. This might be somebody selling a treasure map. It's a beggar.
Please, sir, help me.
What's happened to you?
I've walked all the way from Kuttenberg, but as you can see, I'm barefoot. My feet are frayed to the bone. Don't you have a strip of clean cloth for me, good sir, so I can swathe my feet at least?
And if you have bandages, you can just give him one.
Wait, I'll see what I've got.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I seldom meet such a good Samaritan. God shall repay you.
Anytime. Take care now.
Sometimes that can be a trader who will sell you a treasure map. So I stopped for the blue ones that indicate people on the road. That's that same one. Don't need that. Wonder what's on the road there. Okay. And now let's look at our journal here and find out which one we're going to. Okay, so we're going to head north and west across the river.
Yeah.
Okay, there's the river. And there are the charcoal burners.
Yeah.
And the twins.
I'm honored that a knight such as you takes an interest in me.
I'd like to buy charcoal from you.
Of course, Henry, anything for you.
It might be more than you think.
How much charcoal could you possibly need?
5 bags. On a regular basis.
Haven't you noticed winter is over?
There's a new forge in Pribyslavitz, and I need to supply it with charcoal, seeing as how I'm the bailiff.
Bailiff, eh? Well, I never. Congratulations.
It's not a bed of roses, but thanks.
All right, but we can't let you have that amount for nothing, even if you did help us with Ginger.
Don't worry, I wouldn't expect that.
How are you going to haul the charcoal?
I've got a merchant of my own. He'll come here regularly with a wagon to pick it up. You just have to load it for him.
As you wish. About the price...
Okay, and there's 180. So it's cheaper than the 220 you're going to get charged anywhere else.
Deal.
All right, we'll send the first load as soon as your wagon gets here. God be with you.
And that'll get you charcoal from Ginger's friends. And the last thing is livestock. And this will be the last thing that we do on the stream today. Okay, now for livestock, you have Ledechko, Sasau, and Rattay. Rattay you can actually negotiate, or, sorry, Sasau. Boy, I'm trying to remember which one it was. I think it's Rattay. Yeah, I think it's Rattay. You can't. He'll initially refuse to sell you any livestock because the Skalitz refugees have been stealing from him supposedly. But you can convince him to sell you it for 70 groschen a day. Sasau, I think, is 50 groschen a day. But the place you want to go is Ledechko. And if you got up early enough in the morning, you should be able to do the entire supplies quest in one day. Hey, and we need to look for the butchers, which is straight behind us.
Yeah.
Not there, it's over here.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the butchers. And the butcher's back here.
Good day to you.
I'd like to buy some livestock. Could you arrange that?
Maybe. What are you after?
Cattle, pigs, poultry, everything.
Starting a farm, are you?
Swords into plowshares? No, it's not for me. It's for the village of Pribyslavitz.
What? For the whole village?
Aye. A few dozen people at least.
Well, no. That's no laughing matter. But it can be done, although they might not be the best animals.
What do you mean, not the best?
Well, it's like this. I've got to supply meat for the Lord's table too. And the gentry in Ledechko want the best.
So what's left for me then?
The animals might not be as good as what you'd get somewhere else. I'll sell you older beasts, ones that ain't so fat and the like. Or ones no one wants to buy, because they don't like the look of them. That's how it is. But for that, I'll give you all the better price. Have you got someone to herd the livestock there for you?
I've got a merchant to arrange it.
So we'll shake on it?
Okay, now regardless of what he says about the quality, that doesn't affect anything. It's really just the price that you're interested in. Here's 30 groschen a day.
Deal.
Farewell.
Okay, and that's going to complete the supplies quest and get us livestock from Ledechko. So let's go head back up to Pribyslavitz. And we'll fast travel up there. By the time we get there, it's going to be dark. Probably. We want to examine the pilgrims. It's a traitor.
What is it?
You look like a well-traveled man, and I'm looking for someone like that. It's like this. I know of the whereabouts of some treasure. Well, treasure is a lofty word. Simply hidden valuables. And this information I can share with you for a certain price.
That's a rather wild story. But worth a try.
Excellent. Here, take this. And I wish you good fortune in your search.
Okay, and it costs you 80 groschen, And which one did we get? Treasure map 6. There are 4 different treasure maps that you can only buy from traders on the road. I think we already used treasure map 6 when we were getting the lucky dice. But it doesn't matter. I hope complete my collection. So let's head up here to the top and look at our book real quick. And you can see that Judgments are ready again. So that will be where we'll start next week. So how much groschen do we have? We're down to 89k. Okay, and you can see that we're now losing 420 gold groschen a day. Okay, and if we go to, whoops, if we look at that over to the right, you can see our resources. We have all of the resources that we're going to need for the village. We have them all sourced. Okay, so we know that we can build everything now as long as we have the groschen. And if we go down to the traders, we'll see all of the things that we collected. So the stone from Talmberg, like I said, is not a daily expense. It's a one-time fee. The grain, the charcoal, and the livestock are all daily expenses. So you can see that once we get cart horses, we're going to cut this in half on how much money we're going to be losing here from the traders. But right now, the traders is the major place that we are losing money in this camp. Okay, now, eventually it's not going to be that. It's going to be the church, I think, is where we're going to be losing the most money. It's either that or the extended rat house. But for now, the traders is the one thing that's hurting us the most. So we want to keep that in mind as we're going through this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head back down to the Judgment area, and this will end the live stream today because I want to make sure that this is the first thing that we do next week. Because right now we've only got one other thing that could cause a you know, actually we can just do this right now. I believe. Because this is, no, this is going to start, I think this is raspberry. Actually, we can do this now, because this part's easy, but the follow-up quest isn't.
Master Bailiff. Very bad news.
That makes a change. Well, out with it. What happened?
2 wagons that were on the way here with grain and fodder supplies were ambushed by a band of Cumans. The wagoners escaped by the skin of their teeth, but the supplies are gone.
Ugh, damn it. That is bad news.
Worse than bad. Those were supplies for the whole year, and we won't be able to replace them. Things are hard enough as it is. Sir Divish had to lower his quota for Talmberg just to let us have it.
So we've no grain for the baker, no fodder for the stables?
I'm afraid not, Henry. We're left with only 2 options, one as bad as the other. Either we can go cap in hand asking for more, and look like incompetent fools. And anyway, we'd be lucky to get any.
Not too appealing, I must say. And the second option?
There's still a few sacks of grain in the labourers' camp, but they bought it themselves. We could requisition it, but it would make us rather unpopular, not just with them. It's for you to decide as bailiff.
Okay, so if you requisition the grain, and I forgot, the rat house has some judgments that go along with it. I was expecting the woodcutters one, but forgot about the rat house ones. So if you requisition the grain, you don't lose any income per day, but you lose reputation and you lose 1 or 2 citizens that you can have in your village. If you ask Sir Canish for help, you have to pay, I think it's 500 groschen, only one time. You're going to gain a bunch of reputation and you won't lose any citizens because of it. So it's best just to pay the groschen and ask Sir Hanish for help.
We'll order another delivery. They sent one, they'll surely send another.
I fear they'll send us nothing but mouldy dregs from the bottom of the barrel.
Can't be helped. We'll just have to make do. See to it.
Okay, so we gained some reputation, and it cost us that 500 groschen. Okay. So now, since we don't have to do that judgment, just in preparation for next week, I'll head myself up here, because we're going to go back to building next week. Okay, and that gives us to a good spot to end the live stream today. So next week, it's going to take us, there are some quests interleaved with this. And specifically, like I was talking about, Raspberry, our two friends, Matthew and Fritz, are also involved in these a little bit later on. And like I say, there are some other quests that are kind of interleaved in here. So we're going to be doing those. So a lot of probably the first half of next week is going to be rebuilding Pribyslavitz and getting skilled laborers, which is something we haven't talked about, but we'll talk about next week, to help up the income that the city is able to generate. So we got a lot of things to do, but there'll be some really interesting things to go through next week as we finish up rebuilding Pribyslavitz. So as always, thank you all for being here. And as always, I appreciate the support. My channel members and subscribers, thank you very, very much. I do appreciate my community, all the interactions I have in chat, because as I always say, without my support here, none of this would be possible. This is Commander Jorval saying, until next time, fare thee well.